Hello and welcome back to Charlie's Last Chance to Beat Obesity, which is Charlie Walduck's weight loss channel. My name's Mark.
And my name's Charlie.
So, Charlie, what have we got for today?
So coming up today, we've got the week 13 results, and we've also got the shopping tips for those shopping trips.
Shopping tips for shopping trips sounds interesting. How's this week gone generally, Charlie?
In terms of this week then, it's been pretty good. I'll tell you about the weight loss in a moment. I suppose this time of year it's very difficult, isn't it? Because you go around the shops and it's full of all those lovely Christmas treats and people are eating and people are going on works lunches. So that's tough. It is tough, and we're going to do a video soon about surviving Christmas. But it's been pretty good this week. I'm trying to get out and about and do plenty of steps. And I'm trying to concentrate on that calorie cap. As you know, we've got 3 rules, haven't we? 5,000 steps a day on average, 2,000 calories on average, and getting the head right. That's they're the 3 main things.
Oh, well, that all sounds very positive, and I look forward to the surviving Christmas video. Tell me about your results in terms of steps.
In terms of steps, I've done 5,122 on average. Obviously, we're trying to aim for 5,000 or more, so that's good. I've had a couple of days where I've done quite a lot, and a couple of days where I've done a lot less. Leg is still bad, and I've got them all bandaged up at the moment, but things are getting better in terms of the legs as well, so that's good news.
Brilliant, well done. And how have you got on in terms of calories this week?
In terms of the calories, as you know, the cap is 2,000, so that's on average again, and the average this week has been 1,822. So you could say I've smashed both of those targets this week.
Brilliant, you have smashed both targets. How would you feel about changing or increasing the targets?
In terms of increasing those targets, Mark, I think we should increase the steps target, perhaps in January to 6,000. And keep the calories target at 2,000 calories on average per day.
Okay, well, let's talk in the new year about changing the target slightly, and of course that's up to you to set your own targets. How have you got on in terms of weight loss this week?
In terms of the weight loss this week then, I'm not overly impressed with it, but it's still £1 off. So that's £1 off. So after 13 weeks, I've lost 51 pounds in weight. Starting off at 32 stone 5 and now weighing in at 28 stone and 10 pounds. So that's 51 pounds lost. So that's on average around about just short of £4 a week, which is what we said we'd like to do when we first started the journey, wasn't it? So I'm quite happy with that.
Well, you started off saying you weren't impressed, but let me tell you, I'm incredibly impressed. 51 pounds is an amazing result in 13 weeks. I'd love to know what the subscribers think. Anyway, what's next, Charlie? Would you like to tee it up and introduce what's coming up?
And if you remember, Mark, we went out a couple of weeks ago and we wandered around with Simba and we came up with a load of shopping tips for those shopping trips. And here it is.
So here it is, tip number 1, don't go shopping when you're hungry.
Oh right, yeah, I've done that many times.
What, gone shopping when you're hungry?
Yeah, and the amount of rubbish I put in the trolley that I don't even need or actually want when it comes down to it, especially biscuits.
Well, you do, because you're actually feeling hungry and your eyes are bigger than your belly, as my mum used to say.
Right.
At number 2, we're making a list.
Are you checking it twice?
We're going to find out
what's naughty and what's not nice.
Exactly. Make a list, make a meal plan, and why don't you stick to it? Leave the kids at home as well, otherwise they might pester you to buy things that aren't particularly healthy. Or what you could do, you could cut out some pictures of some healthy foods and get the kids searching around the supermarket, a bit like a treasure hunt.
For healthy foods?
Yes.
Get them started while they're young.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
And in at number 3, tip number 3, read the labels.
Read the labels? What do you mean read the labels?
Well, on all the labels it tells you how many calories you should be having, how much salt you should be having, all of those kind of things. Look at the labels and choose the healthy options.
Choose the healthy options.
That's it. And here we go with tip number 4. Now, we've done a video about this already.
Right.
Substitutions.
Substitutions. What do you mean?
So swap unhealthy foods for healthier foods.
Give me an example.
Well, for an example is we did the video about the beef sausage to chicken sausage.
Oh yeah, the heck sausages, which are brilliant, very low fat.
Very nice, very nice.
Excellent.
Heck of a price, but very nice.
Right, yeah. Brilliant.
Also, on that same tip, Mark, is beware of words like light and diet and lower, because while these things might be lighter in fat and calories and lower in fat and calories, doesn't always mean lower doesn't mean low. It just means lower.
Lower, right, okay. So put that into another example for me, please. So if I see something that says lower fat, it could still be 15-20% fat.
Well, you've probably seen when you go and buy hard cheese, it says lower fat, 25% less fat. Still very high in fat.
Right.
It's just slightly lower than the normal one.
Normal, right.
It doesn't mean it's low fat.
So like reduced.
Reduced.
Okay.
So tip number 5, why not every single week try a brand new different type of fruit or vegetable, something perhaps you've not had before, or maybe even go down the Asian market or the Polish shop and have a good scoot round to see what you might find. That Wing Yips in Manchester,
Yeah.
the Chinese warehouse, there's all sorts of goodies there, things that you haven't got a clue what to do with, but why not try?
And I suppose you've still got to check the labels.
Oh, check the labels, yeah. Don't eat anything that's going to kill you. No, that's always a good tip. At number 6, if you're a bit like me and you can't resist eating a whole week's full of shopping all in one go, why not shop on a daily basis? Not only will you get your extra steps in by doing that, you'll also keep control of your calories.
And you get fresh food.
You will.
And you might be able to look out for some bargains on the whoopsie
There's
shelf.
loads of bargains on the whoopsies. I've had many a whoopsie in Tesco's. At number 7, if you're part of a big family and you're all eating different things, why not get them involved in a health kick too?
Right.
It's great to get the kids involved, isn't it?
A big team effort.
And maybe your partner. And it will really encourage you to do well if they're doing the same as you.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Good point, that.
What's tip number 8, Charlie?
At tip number 8, buy plenty of fruit and veg. Fill your trolley up with fruit and veg. Now, if you're like me and you don't like particular things, it has to be sustainable. There's no point in me saying I'm going to have 5 cabbages every day because I don't like cabbage. So buy the things that you like, but really pack your trolley with all those good things.
Right, okay.
Yeah?
Hoping that we're in shop. You will be, won't you?
Yeah. Should go.
Down here safely.
Yeah.
Get down there safely. What?
Down where?
Down there. Just turn the gravel away. Yeah, get down onto the gravel.
Yeah. At number 9, try and avoid sugary drinks, especially those containing artificial sweeteners, because a lot of the time these actually make you feel hungry, and if you then eat once you feel hungry, you'll put on weight. So although you might think they're very healthy, in actual fact they really do trick the brain into thinking it's had something sweet when it hasn't, and then you crave food even more.
Is that thing called aspartame I've heard about?
Yeah, I think a lot of the artificial sweeteners do really trick your mind into thinking that you've had something when you haven't.
Let's talk about a solution to that. What would you drink instead of sweet drinks?
Well, I think if you get like a cordial and just add some cordial with some water.
Right, yes.
If you'd like a bit of flavour in your water, you can get some fairly decent cordials if you just put a little drop in. And then you can get some sort of naturally flavoured waters as well, which are quite good, and just plain old normal water's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like a water out the tap. Now for number 10. Avoid the common diet fallacies. Things like yogurts
Which are low fat, obviously.
Not always. A lot of yogurts are quite high in fat. A lot of yogurts are quite high in sugar. So read the labels. Follow the tips that we've given today on shopping and shop yourself thin.
Shop yourself thin. Fantastic. It's a great note to finish. Anything else to say?
Just, I'd like to thank everyone who's watching, and if you've got any tips, why not leave a comment below? Of course, as well as that, please hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again soon.
And you put all these in the description box below this video.
Oh, we could, couldn't we?
Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you again soon.